And my mother pretty much did the same thing there at Edison Middle School. She made sure she was at every parent-teacher conference. She made sure that she was knew all the teachers, counselors, keeping an eye on me. Okay. In middle school was the first time that she actually kind of mentioned science. I tended to do very well in things like biology and sciences and things like that. So she kind of played into that, and she signed me up for, without my knowledge, ORU had a science enrichment program, I believe this summer between my 7th and 8th grade year. So, you know, she kind of fed into my interest. And it was a 2-3 week program. It was very nice. Learned a lot at that little academy. Okay. But, you know, I did decent in my grades, you know, mainly to make sure that I would stay eligible for basketball and things like that. Moved on to high school. In high school, I developed football, so I was a football guy. I had every intention on making it to the NFL. I was an outside linebacker. I know I don't look like that now. But when I was a senior, I was about 215. I'm about 215 now, but most of that was all muscle mass. Not anymore though. But in high school, you know, I always, you know, made sure that I stayed eligible. So I kept my grades up. I graduated at 3.2, but I really didn't think about going to college seriously until my senior year. And I can remember my mother, you know, she would sign me up for the ACTs, and a lot of things my mother did behind my back without me even knowing. I remember the first time I took the ACT 3 times. The first time I took it, my mom told me Friday, like the day before the exam on Saturday, that I was going to wake up at 7 o'clock to go to take this 8 o'clock exam, without me even knowing now. Of course, I went in there cold turkey. I don't know, you know, really didn't care that much. You know, I just wanted to get it out the way. But I didn't really do very well. I think I made a 16 at that time, which wasn't good enough. So she signed me up again, and I made a 17 the second time. She signed me up again, and I made an 18 the third time. And the 18 was the bare minimum, so I was not a very good standardized test taker at all. But the 18 was good enough not to take any prerequisites when I got to college. So every class I took in college was credited, okay? So, you know, in high school, my senior year, I did well enough to have colleges look at me. Actually, got looked at by Ottawa University. It's an NAI school, okay, so it's not a big time NCAA at all by any means. But they did offer a scholarship. It was, they offered half tuition scholarship, and I think this was like $10,000 a semester or something like that. So I had to come up with either take out a lot of loans or come up with scholarships to pay for the other half. I must have got the record for the most amount of scholarships. I mean, I got scholarships from like every African-American sorority graduate chapter and fraternity graduate chapter. I think I was the first black male member of the Sigma Gamma Rho graduate chapter to get a scholarship from them. John Marshall, 100 Black Men. I mean, I got tons of scholarship money. And, you know, all of that is thanks to my mother. She had me filling out scholarship forms and writing these personal statements and things like that. So that was beneficial for me. So, you know, the fact that, you know, I had football scholarship, okay, and a 3.2 GPA, and, you know, I took the ACT and thankfully got an 18, which is the bare minimum. I was able to get a scholarship, and, you know, that put me into college. Up until that time, you know, I really wasn't thinking, you know, I thought about it, but I was really more kind of into going into football, okay? So my first stop in college was Ottawa University. I made the worst grades of my life. It was very challenging managing my time with football practice and classes. You know, you play football at University of Oklahoma, right? Right. So we had, I mean, we had like 3 days, you know, 4-day like practices. I'm talking about waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning just to run around the track. And then we actually had practice from 6:30 to 8 o'clock, just in time to make it to your 8 o'clock class. So we got through practice at 8 o'clock while we had 8 o'clock morning class, you know, as freshmen. Horrible timing, you know. We went out and had practice right before lunch, around 10 or 11. Came back in, ate lunch, had afternoon classes, and then around 4 or 5, we'd go out for practice again, come and eat dinner, and then have special team practice, like around 6 or 7. I mean, that was pretty tough. In that, you know, I didn't manage my time very well. You know, I had a 2.8 GPA, I made a C in speech, you know, and that's like, you know, you never make a C in speech. It's always A's or B's. I made a D in a writing class. I'm a horrible writer though, just by nature. So I had to really think about, you know, my future. You know, what's more important? Is it football or is it academics? So that way I can have some type of successful future, you know, after graduation, okay?